And so we've had this ongoing story. We started off as the space sloths, peace-loving space sloths who want to meet our neighbors and share in this galaxy. However, at the beginning, the story of our people 100 years ago, our neighboring planet in our home system here mysteriously exploded. I'm trying to pan over to the ruin of the planet, but it mysteriously exploded, and there were some who thought it was an external attack. And so those people eventually, politically, they couldn't get along, and they moved, they colonized our neighboring planet Den. And so we've got a xenophobic branch of our people who are afraid of aliens, they don't like aliens. We are xenophile, we love aliens, and so we try to get along with them. These guys don't actually like it when we go out and go meeting people in the galaxy, but we've been doing it for some time. We're 75 years into the game. And so at this point, we've actually, let's go to the galaxy map. We've actually met quite a bit of the galaxy. Let me actually change the stream info. Give me a second. There we are. Now it should show Stellaris. We met quite a bit of the galaxy, and the galactic politics are such that there's a federation here of the purple guys here, this 4 different guys. The gray to our south and gray to our north. These have become a master and vassal state. So you have a subsidiary state to the north, serves the southern group. They have fought wars with the purples. We are trying to be friends with everyone. Meanwhile, there are other nation states all around the galaxy, but what we have been learning is the Misharan Annihilators. They have been gobbling up everyone in sight. The Annihilators here, this is what they look like. They're fanatical purifiers. They view all alien life as a cosmic mistake and seek to purify the galaxy of its taint. They will never engage in diplomacy with other species. They are simply on a conquest spree, looking to destroy everyone who dare stand in their way. And actually, they have been very successful in that. So much so that the 3 or 4 empires that used to consist of this region of space, refugees from that have consistently come to our people and asked for asylum. And we've given it to them. And every time that happens, we get some intel on them. That's why they're not getting like a fog of war. You can see there's like little blobs of fog of war. We know a lot about where they are and what they do because of the people who used to live there having come to us. So that's kind of the main thing. There's also a space UN, and one day we hope to be a major player in that. Currently we are not. We're this darker orange, this the Druskish Enlightened Kingdom. We're only roughly 2,000 diplomatic weight. The top guy is 4.5 with less than half of his oomph, if you will, political power. And then what happens is the various groups, they propose resolutions for the Galactic Senate that then gets voted on. And up next, actually there's a Senate in session right now, they're voting on a cooperative research channel. And so half the galaxy hasn't decided yet. You've got a majority already supporting it, 13,000 weight combined versus 4,000. They want to get this thing going where diplomatic weight from tech is now increased. So if you're high tech value, you have more votes. And also more science from research stations. We are opposed. And the reason why we're opposed is because our people, the enlightened monarchy of the Druskish Enlightened Kingdom, our people are not only xenophile and pacifist, we're also spiritualists, and we are fundamentally opposed to soulless machines taking over the galaxy. And we think that this idea of research through any means necessary will only lead to the Borg and destruction of all that is good. And so if this gets passed, there's actually like a further progression of it. Let's see if we can't find it here. Unchained knowledge. So right now they're just trying to get their foot in the door, and it's gonna work. It'll pass. But if this gets passed, then they'll be able to pass the next one, which is more diplomatic weight from tech, more, all of this stuff. But as it keeps going, it starts getting to be where you have this advanced Xeno studies, ethical guideline refactoring, and so you get to the point where you're required to have like robots in your empire and serving you and all these things. And so we'd actually be in breach of this galactic law if it gets that far. Not good for us. Not good for us. If you're in breach of galactic law, you can get sanctioned, or you can have people have justify wars against you. So we don't want to go there. So we're actually opposed, but it's going to get through. Meanwhile, there is collective waste management coming up. We've already had a regulatory facilitation passed. And so now they're voting on the second tier of this. And what this does is actually diplomatic weight from economy. And we're all about that. We're all about that. So we're going to actually support that when it comes up. Similarly to the buzzword standardization. Obviously we need to standardize our buzzwords that we use around here. So we're going to do that. I think I'm opposed to pretty much, although we're good. We want that. We're opposed to this. And by me supporting it, my meager 1985 diplomatic weight gets thrown in here, and it gets slightly higher than the one above it, so it gets higher on the list. The highest on the list is the next thing that gets voted on. Tyankes. So this is space whales. There's a vote to the penguin people. They want to conserve the space whales, but the scary spider people, they want to destroy all space whales. You can't have it both ways. And so if we have the conservation, if you go and kill a space whale, everyone is mad at you. You're in breach of galactic law. Or if you're supposed to do some pest control, if you allow them to live, you'd be in breach of galactic law. You can't have it both ways. We are all about xenophile. We love our space whales, except for this one, because this one is the matriarch elder, and the matriarch elder of this space whale is always hostile, and it murdered Gurner. Gurner died when he found the star system because the angry space whale attacked him. So we're not friends with that one. We've had a lot going on in the story. We had as it developed, we had a space sea shanty that we discovered, and now our ships move faster because we're all harmonious. We've had a couple brush up run-ins with our neighbors over this black hole system that has a ancient megastructure, a ruined matter decompressor. It sucks matter back out of the black hole and gives you resources. We need to repair that when we can. It's a advanced technology we don't have. It costs a massive amount of resources too. And there was a little scuffle over that, but we've not declared any wars. We've managed to make everyone like us so far. And so far it's been pretty good. We also, at the end of last stream, we finally figured out the secrets of the Arassian Concordat. That was a precursor civilization in this region of space. They died to an outbreak of Javorian pox, if you can believe it. And so we had to go and discover relics and secrets all about what happened to them, resulting in their previously unknown homeworld being discovered. That's this here, this Arass homeworld. And you can see these numbers here. The various ones, you got energy, minerals. You can imagine building stuff and maintaining stuff. But then you got 3 different types of science. So there's a lot of science here. Alloys and exotic gases. We got strategic type resources. There's a lot of resources to be had. And along with it, we found a relic. We found a Javarian pox sample. And so we can actually use the sample of this plague to increase our biology research. We've been using this couple other relics that we found through archaeological digs. Which are pretty neat. I must admit, I really enjoy it. And then there's also something going on. We found a child in a stasis chamber floating around in space, and we not only set him free, but we've raised him as our own, and he's a hero among our people. He's a young male of the species, of whatever you want to call the aliens. And he was found, though, with one of these relic fragments. And so he's on a mission now to find the other 3. He's found one of them. And so if we can find all 4, something will happen. So that's kind of the ongoing story there. Alright, but we're going to unpause and start progressing. And this is something new. Okay, so we have a faster than light species that we've been guiding along. They started off like in the Stone Age, and we've been, you know, showing them how the ways that they should be. And there were some developments that happened in their own story. We had manipulated them. Well, I mean, guided them to be a more along our lines of you know, peace-loving, alien-loving people. And then it was going well until there was like some revolution among the planet, and a dictator rose to power and conquered the whole world. And so we were kind of trying to guide them back to peace. They're currently in an atomic age, and they can blow themselves up. And it looks like we're trying to now... Yeah, that's the diplomatic response. So we're guiding them now towards a different way of doing things. That was them accepting. Apparently, right before we quit, we had suggested that, because now they know where we are. Before we were manipulating from the shadows. Now they know who we are. We talk with them, and they say, yes, your ways are better. So they're going to listen. Other developments. Our purple neighbors are now at peace with our yellow neighbors. This is good because we want everyone to be taking on the Annihilators, our nemesis across the galaxy. Kind of forget what the flashing light was. Oh, it's the relic. Yeah. There he is. This is our guy, Kites. See if I can't get a better view of him. There he is. Kites, he is our legendary scientist. For countless eons, he lay frozen in cryostasis. Finally free, Kites now seeks to make up for lost time, his youthful appearance belying a keen and penetrating intellect. He has a nebulous past, and he is currently looking for the other two fragments. One is here, dangerously close to the Annihilators, so we're trying to go and check that out. He's on his way. And we don't have the full map of this people, so we can only go so far. It's entering hyperspace. Oh, the Kareem, those pre-FTL people. So our efforts to shift their values in a direction favored by us has produced favorable results. The Kareem are starting to open up, becoming more and more accepting and curious about all the things their people out in ignorance once considered alien and strange to their culture. They will thank us one day. So back to diplomacy. Okay, so they're no longer fanatical authoritarians. They've actually added in the xenophile trait here. So they are letting up on the, you know, complete control of government on that. Yeah, sure. Seems okay. Now we want to provide technology eventually, but we'd prefer it to be after they become fully like us. We want to get rid of this authoritarian, I think. Oh. Other people in the galaxy, we have the curators, the curator enclave. These are artists of the galaxy. They have their own space station where they can kind of cultivate all things artistic. We are their patrons currently. We kind of get along, but they're apologizing. They're sadly reached something of a creative roadblock. The enclave is in disarray, and we have nothing to offer at this time. We thank you for your patronage as always. So I can say we'd want our money back. Getting our money back, but we've got plenty of funds. We're just going to hope that the situation improves. We are kind benefactors. Meanwhile, trying to keep up with our planets. We can, the planets are growing, so we can add to their, upgrade their from basically a ship shelter from the colony ship to an actual formal administrative center. Sidmatins are barbarian. There they are. These are marauders. These are mercenaries. They're mean. They're calling us weaklings. Of course, our fleet is rather pathetic. Our warriors are on their way to plunder your systems. Face them in battle if you can muster the courage, or cower in fear until they have had their fill of your riches. You can, of course, offer tribute now to spare yourselves from the coming onslaught. If it is sufficient, our warriors will be compelled to turn back. We have, it's going to cost 2,000 of something. We've got the most of minerals and a pretty healthy income of it. We'll just offer some minerals. A pity. They're not too excited about not having fun, but they will not raid us this time. This was something else we were researching before we ended. A tubular, so a cylinder, alien entity has entered orbit of Rantor Prime. There it is. Whoa. With no warning or explanation, it appears to be moving without engines or thrusters, gliding in complete silence to the void of space, cylinders rotating ominously. Though it has yet to display any signs of aggression, it refused to acknowledge our hails. Our military advisors warn that it may pose a considerable threat to the inhabitants below and implore us to engage neutralization protocols. Our scientists, however, plead that if we instead learn from this remarkable piece of technology. So we can say our safety of our people come first, or we will study it. And I think it is in our xenophile nature to not just, and pacifist nature to not just jump to shoot first, ask questions later. So we're going to have a special project to study the enigmatic guest.
Situation log updated.
Okay. I'm going to research that. Our partner planet, this is back on our home world of Twitch in the system of Prime. Partner planet has requested that we confirm some of their findings. Once again, they claim to have evidence that the divider, remember the planet that was broken over here, the divider was destroyed by a malicious foreign entity. This has become tiresome. Every few years it seems they discover some new proof. All right, let's humor them. We're going to see if we can't confirm their findings. All right, so we know they want us to send a science ship somewhere. The asteroid that hit the divider contained an abnormal amount of tungsten, and several scientists now claim to have proof that this was an attack on our solar system. Sadly, our agreements with their world mean we have to humor their fancies. Yes, yes. So they need us to just do some research. That's fine. We'll send Cardella. You're right here. How about you go check it out? So you're gonna go research that project. You're in. Can always count on you. Okay. Oh, the Annihilators made peace with the multitude to the south there. Status quo. Looks like nobody... Well, I'm not sure who... it would have been against a normal enemy, a status quo peace, a white peace. Oh my. Okay. Nothing would have changed, but I think because it's Annihilators, like they've been conquering all along. Subjugation. This group just changed colors. That means that the multitude, who pretty much lost that battle, has now become the subject, the vassal of the Uru warrior clans. That's these guys up here. So there's a common threat, and they've joined forces. You can only make a subject or a vassal when you're at peace, so that's why these guys didn't do it sooner. I kind of wonder if we can't promote a sanction. Sanctions don't necessarily work against somebody who's not in the Senate. I don't remember how that all works. No, we're not ready to form a galactic council. There's no sanctions in place. So what you have to do is you have to pass laws that actually allow that when a sanction happens, that give consequences for that sanction. We don't have any of those passed yet. But then there's also laws to go ahead and sanction a group. And so, you know, that's what I was looking to see if we could sanction these guys, get people kind of unified against them. Yes, the multitude guides, they're absolutely sweating heavily. They already lost a big chunk, but they're at least alive compared to the other 3 or 4 empires that used to be in this region.
Special project complete.
All right, the enigmatic cache here. Despite extensive research, the enigmatic cache and its origin are still shrouded in mystery. Though it's definitely not organic in nature, it's not entirely machine either. It appears to be preoccupied mainly with the gathering, sorting, and encoding of data. Its surface is covered in hundreds of thousands of minuscule scratches and dents, which we have discovered traces of compound that is alien to our galaxy. Well, intriguing. We get a bunch of engineering research, but we have no idea what it is. That's right. We just finished the tech for space railroads. Very nice. Hyper relays. It's going to cost influence to build, so we still need to finish claiming all of our land. And then we can do that.
Research complete.
Okay, advanced research. I think we're just going to go from a research station output rather than ship shields and weapons. If anyone declares war, we are on the hardest difficulty. I should mention that in the stream. We're on the hardest difficulty, high aggressive enemies, and yet we have no fleet.
Complete.
If they declare war on us, it won't matter. Ooh, a rare technology that gives us an L-gate insight. Let's check our current status on the L-gate cluster. This is something I hadn't mentioned, but there is a mysterious set of gateways and black hole systems that go somewhere and do something. If we can get 7 insights into them, then we can actually figure out how to activate those gates. We have 2. That technology option would give us a 3rd. The problem is, it's still a long ways to go, and we could be benefiting from several other technologies along the way. And this is a lot of tech to do as well. But you know, I think I will grab it. Because I think you guys want to know what's beyond the L gates. Oh, here's the Sidmentian Ravagers again. Attention Druskites, if you have need of others to fight your battles for you, know that Sidmentius mercenary fleets are now available for hire. Yes, you heard correctly. If you can meet their prices, the best mercenaries in the galaxy are now willing to fight for you. Good to know.
Research complete.
I thought I had this is a food planet, not a mining planet. But I was going to build something here, I thought. Might just be a temple or something. Actually, we're short on industry, so we'll do that. Ooh, we finished the Faculty of Archaeo Studies. We will build that. So that is something that it's a elaborate research laboratory that gets a bonus on relic worlds. And guess what? We have a relic world. Oh my. I'm actually using up way too much exotic gases. We're not going to build that. Got a lot of things we can research. We can get rid of some of these planetary problems. They're called tile blockers, but basically it's preventing me from building districts on several planets. We could have just an extra building slot on everything. This is probably what I'm going to do. This will have, like, the sooner you get that, the better. It'll make it where I can make a whole nother building on every single planet. Yeah, I think you're just going to get some more consumer goods as well. That seems to be what we're short of. I want to know, is there any planet that has exotic gas production that I haven't used aside from my relic world? Artifact deposit. This one has crystals. Dimensional portal research, because of course we have that. This one has the gas wells. In fact, it's got 3 of them. Extra society. They're still not having any progress there. We got our moat harvesters, crystal mine. I think I've gone through all of them. Oh my! The Racket Industrial Enterprise has been destroyed! News has reached Twitch that the Racket Industrial Enterprise is no more. Following a hostile encounter with the Mishran Annihilators, it's those guys again, the once bustling Racket caravan is now little more than interstellar scrap. Perhaps it is an end that would not have displeased them. We actually had some refugees of the Racket people in our empire, so we'll continue their legacy. Ooh, and we've explored the wormhole. So we have a wormhole over here. Does it lead somewhere else? We need to find out. Okay, it leads to the north. So this spot right here has a two-way link a la Deep Space Nine from Plenoi to Feni. And this is already a border system, so I think I'm going to build a defensive station here. Kind of surprised I hadn't already. This is kind of a mess up here too, because if I build a defensive station here, somebody could come in from this side and go straight into our whole soft underbelly here. I could build a defensive station all the way back here to catch everybody, but then we got a couple planets that are undefended out there. I could build a station here and here, but I don't have enough starbase capacity. Yeah, I actually... I actually was wondering, wait a minute. There's like a... You know, they own a quarter of the galaxy. It could have gone straight to them. And you can't stop them from coming through it, so you can't collapse the wormhole. I was a little nervous. Alright, Elias, you need to go back and help with that research. It would have been... It would have been a, we are no longer pacifists, we are on the warpath for our own survival at that point. I didn't realize I have the next tier of starbase. Can make space fortresses, that's important. A lot of our built-up alloys. We've not really been focusing on alloys or consumer goods because they're still negative. Ooh. This is our final level in the prosperity tree. So it's going to give extra housing in our city districts, but more importantly, it'll give the final effect, adopting all prosperity, the finisher effect. All prosperity traditions will grant the following additional effects. 5% to all resources, and an ascension perk. What is an ascension perk, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. An ascension perk will allow us to choose mind over matter. Only a fraction of the potential contained within our minds has been unlocked. The latent psionic abilities of our species are only now beginning to manifest in certain individuals. We would gain access to a whole new tradition tree of psionics and gain the ability to research telepathy. This is the primary advantage of playing as a spiritual race, that we can access a higher plane. Now, there's a bunch of other things here. I'm not going to go through them all. They're all very good. There's a lot of... There's some that aren't so great. But this is what we're doing. We're going to put mind over matter. That actually should make our faction... Yeah, we've got a spiritualist faction here. Psionic Pursuit, adopting mind over matter. Makes them happy. They are now very happy. 100% approval from all of them. They love us. Our people love us. These people just want to be represented on the council. No can do. Actually, we're about to expand the council, so maybe we will. Which one are they? Xenophile and pacifist. Either one probably will work. One of you guys is going to be on the council shortly.
Council agenda ready.
Right now.
Construction complete.
And pick a new council agenda. Spiritual ethics. Diplomatic weight. Monthly unity. That's probably what we're doing. Specialist pop output. Xenophile. And more Xenophile trust and peace things. We're going to do the unity thing. 40% unity bonus is going to be huge. Alright, what is our new council position going to be? Is it going to be the High Ambassador, which increases our trust cap with our neighbors? Or the Lord Chancellor, increasing experience gain of our counselors? I think we will see more benefit of having a Lord Chancellor, but all of our counselors are basically, we've had them since the beginning of the game, and so they are all getting very old indeed. This one, Jiito is 100 years old, Drewski's 114, Dutchy's 103, Cardella, you're 94. So what this is probably going to do with the experience gain is the next generation, we need them to level up faster. Yes, I'll show you in a second. Is there a reason why we don't have them colonized? I'll show you in a second. First, I want to get a leader on here who ideally will give us some bonuses. Empire-wide bonuses that aren't already on the council. Looks like we don't have any. And the only non-spiritual person in our empire that can do the job is this our legendary scientist. So that's who it's going to be. There he is. Alright, so we've got a couple planets that are not colonized. It's because they're tomb worlds. Now the reason, normally they're color-coded. The tomb worlds, these are just barren wastelands, usually following a nuclear apocalypse type thing. And the reason why they're... Yeah, 117. Oh, I don't know if an ad is blocking you guys. It's telling me there's one plane. Basically, they're color-coded. And we have one species amongst our many refugees that have landed here. In fact, it's the Racket people. We have one population of Racket. They have all sorts of negatives. They're not the greatest people to have around, but they actually like to live on tomb worlds. I guess that's the Cybans as well. They as well like to live on tomb worlds. I don't know what their story was, but they've got an interesting story. We've got some species that like to live on tomb worlds. The Cyban, apparently, at some point in their history, they were forcefully devolved. The brutal de-evolution process endured by the species had a strong negative impact upon their abilities, and then they were uplifted. They were uplifted from a pre-FTL origin, and its members are now happy living on the planets belonging to their benefactors. So they were downgraded and then back upgraded again. Anyway, the plan is eventually we'll be able to terraform those into things that my main species can live on, because that's who we would like to get the best benefit from.
Construction complete.
Here you go, Elias. Let's see if we can't have you get this other, Oh! Horrific proof! Den, we're right! The attack we suffered all those years ago. Remember, we were humoring these guys. They said they had proof. The attack on the Divider planet. was perpetuated by a malicious entity capable of launching massive tungsten projectiles. Only the unique gravitational features of our home system allowed for us to survive. By analyzing the data from that fateful night and cross-referencing it with these new findings, it was possible for us to triangulate the source of the asteroid-sized tungsten round. It originated from an incredibly mineral-rich yet otherwise unremarkable system we have had in our logs for decades. We'll charge up the hyperdrives. Point of interest, the Hunter system.
Situation log updated.
They have done this to us. The fear of the dark. As the victim of an unprovoked act of aggression by a technologically superior foe, we understand the cost of negligence. Never again. We like aliens, except for the ones trying to kill us. The system from which the attack that shattered the divider originated. Scans indicate that the system is abnormally rich in materials. There it is. There it is. A new system. Alright, Cardell. You are the closest. You're on the case.
Research complete.
Okay, research station output. I'm just going to grab the colony development speed. We're not really making many colonies except for eventually there. Oh! Just as in Kaidi's vision, we have observed a graveyard of ships on a planet in the Uvish system. Alright, so I was sending... There it is. I was sending our guy over here. Prepare for exploration.
Situation log updated.
Remember, he's trying to find out his own history. Right next to Harmonious Repose. The Gomesia. There is a habitable world there. We haven't explored it yet. Could that be the people who tried to annihilate us in our infancy? Oh, the Salvager people. A years of collaborative study have really whisked by, the way I hear it. A few of our engineers have picked up a few tips from you, as well as you from us. However, the agreed upon time has now elapsed, and we could use those keen-minded apprentices of ours back at home. That is, unless you're willing to compensate us for a little while longer. Yes, this is giving us a 5-year deal of 15% bonus to all engineering research at a very low cost, so we're doing that.
Construction complete.
Fly by with the really big magnet of these guys over here, or the ruined planet over there. Yes, with all the ship graveyard.
Construction complete.
Okay, here we go. Desolate. We've arrived at the system where we triangulated the source of the attack on us. The system of our old aggressors is barren. While it isn't unusual for an asteroid belt to be mineral poor, this one has been stripped bare. Not only that, but where there should be minor planetoids rich in rare metals, we've found only dust. However, the species inhabiting the system managed to gain the tungsten necessary to construct their bullets. They no longer have the resources to do so now. They don't even seem to be capable of leaving their planet. While they have done their best to remain hidden, preventing all radio signals and even limiting the use of artificial lights, we have detected life on the system and the system's lone habitable planet. Let's pay our old nightmares a visit. On fervor. Oh, don't worry, Elias. It might just be me not paying attention because there's so many things going on. The Quenti refugees. Looks like the Annihilators are back to their old tricks. Who are they attacking now? Must be up north. I think they're growing up here. Yeah, they're welcome. Come on down. Yeah, they're just gaining territory. Yeah, let's donate to the artisans here so that we can get some and yeah, get a festival too. Let's do that. Yes, yes, yes. That should let us continue building. We need to finish claiming all of our land. It's been way too long.
Research complete.
There's Cardella doing his thing. And we've got the L-Gate insights. That's 3. Alright. We are going to get this metallurgist output. We need a lot more metal alloy if we're going to be taking on those annihilators someday. It's not really our thing as pacifists, but it's their thing to attack us, so we need to be ready. Alright. Here's the big moment. Just finished this colony. Oh yeah, this was the tidally locked world, if you guys remember that from before. We terraformed it, and then we had an opportunity to lock it tidally, so that way it has a huge advantage if we can expand the dayside infrastructure. So this will give us energy districts and 30% bonus energy from jobs there. The Hunters. Observing the Fivorians has been a relatively revelatory experience. In fact, their ideology is remarkably similar to that which produced the split in our own species. However, rather than choosing isolation, the Fivorians opted for a strategy of preemptive strikes against any life signs they could detect. Once they ran out of heavy metals, the aliens returned to their world, scrapping whatever bare substance they could from their now barren home. While the leadership of our partner planet is urging us to adopt some tactics as the Fivorians, the same tactics as the Fivorians, how to best deal with our would-be exterminators is no easy question. We could say we will only be safe when we are alone. We will join our partner planet in securing this galaxy by expunging all other life, starting with this rock here. The subtle differences modifiers added, we get extra research alternatives and leader pool size, but then we are going to be on the warpath to conquer the galaxy and get rid of all of it, including those annihilators over there. It could be to our benefit, or we will show them compassion. Hopefully, they can learn from us that not all alien life is out to kill them. We have been role-playing a certain way, and that way would probably not fit with a galactic genocide, being xenophile and pacifist. So I think we might not really have a choice here. That's what these guys look like. You can tell. We will show them compassion. Yeah, some of the Druskites wouldn't like it. I think you're right. The final gift. The Fivorian moon was more important than we first anticipated. The only heavy metals left in the system are found within the moon, which upon closer examination was revealed to be a titanic mass driver. The sprawling launch mechanism encircles the planetoid multiple times. Rough calculation indicates that the weapon could launch payloads approaching the speed of light. The data for the final shot is still in the targeting computer, aimed at Twitch. Oh, we must return home. The Fivorians have left us with a dreadful parting gift. Initial telemetry has revealed that the final shot of their titanic mass driver was aimed at Twitch. They fired it. We're just able to get around. It takes years to get where it's going, right? Because it's not quite speed of light. We're going faster than speed of light. We need to stop the projectile. Twitch will be hit. If this finishes, if we don't do something, Twitch will be hit by the tungsten planet cracker, rendering the planet uninhabitable. Twitch will be utterly destroyed. And no, I do not mean the streaming service that we are sitting on right now. Twitch saving stream confirmed. It's only because of us that all of Twitch is going to be saved. A really big baseball bat. Well, we're going to start off with a bigger fleet than what we have, I think. Oh, we can't even afford a bigger fleet here. We might have to make another starbase just to field a bigger fleet. Start with building a fleet first. Our technology's pathetic. So we're gonna build another. Oh, I don't need to do that way. Hold on. I forgot that we actually expanded our fleet capacity recently. There we go. Okay. Resolution for cooperative research channels has been passed. We're sending our fleet home. It's not likely to do a lot there. And I wanted to see if there was an advantageous system to build another anchorage starbase. That'll give us more fleet capacity so that we won't go too much into debt over this. Usually I like to build them on backwater systems. I can build it here. I like to build it around black holes. Now eventually this one's going to need to, you know, just in case. It does have an L gate. Just in case it might need to be a defensive structure. But for now it can be something else. Oh yes, and we have an archaeological site. This was Baby Drewski. This was, what was this place? We'll have to find out later. But there's a data crystal discovered in the alien space cabin. Oh yeah, that's right. There's a space cabin here in this asteroid field. There are in fact mission logs. Our researchers have sent us a sample along with a preliminary translation. They start in an upbeat tone. This is the chance of a lifetime. Here's the logs. The ruins of the fabled Acrostians are within my reach. My new home isn't much, but it's good enough for me, and soon I'll be able to send enough credits home to pay for my daughter's treatment. Soon, however, the logs grow sour. Wife and daughter dead, no one left to mourn for me. Salvage sold, black market barely enough to support living costs. Too late to turn back now. All told, the aliens spent over 5 decades trawling the rubble belt in apparently futile search for riches. Surely they found something in all those years. Well, Baby Drewski's going to continue the search. On a more realistic approach, where are those guys who steal planets again? That would be a very poetic solution. Those guys are actually up here. Too bad we can't just ask them for some help here.
System survey complete. Research complete.
Okay, we're gonna need some actual research on our military. These guys are getting huge, and we're still basically at the beginning of the game from a technological standpoint. Oh, the Kareem, our little buddies here. It looks as though, yes, they now fully match. They fully match our ethics. Wonderful. It's time to provide some technology for them. Soon they will be welcome with us as a protectorate among the stars. We will gladly bring them into the fold.
Research complete.
Oh. Yeah, they accepted that. So, Lord Chancellor Kites has leveled up. He was only level 1. So now he's level 2. He is on the council. So we could give him a buff that helps out the council. For example, all leaders gain 10% experience, which is really nice. Minerals across the whole empire increase by 2.5%. Let's do the leader experience points. Also, we finished that technology, so every planet has another building slot, so we're gonna have to go through and deal with that. Let's get the Xeno relations. This will give us essentially a 30% diplomatic weight buff. Be a big help. So I'm gonna have to go through every planet here and kind of add to their whatever that it's focused on. So like this is an agri world. I guess I don't have the building that improves farming. But temples are good. Temples not only increase they increase unity from priests. They give some amenities. We only have one amenity, so 4 more is welcome. But they also give a little bit of spiritualist ethics attraction. And ethics attraction is important when we've got all of these different groups coming in here, bringing their own ethics with them. We want to keep our normal faction. This one is actually a little bit upset, so maybe he gets another priest as well. We're gonna need more consumer goods. I'm about to go burn through a whole lot of them, because a lot of these planets are gonna get these monuments, which generate unity on their own, but give unity across the board, like increase unity for everyone else too. I'm going to keep doing the exotic gas refineries, because they are what you need. You use up exotic gas for your research stations, and we know our research stations are going to be kind of our main thing. Like, we need to be expanding this a lot here. Yeah, we're going to have so many consumer goods used up here shortly. Alright, this is the progress of the situation of the shot that's coming towards our planet.
Complete.
We're halfway through researching that relic from our chosen one guy.
Construction complete.
Once all these things get built and the month rolls over, I'm pretty sure we'll go to like minus 20 or 30 consumer goods. Could be wrong. Might not be that bad. We actually added several as well. Countermeasures. Okay. Our scientists have been working tirelessly on the Fivorian problem. We've come up with 4 distinct solutions. If we act quickly, they believe we have a fair chance to deflect this terror. See that it's done. We have 4 different options. Let's go check them out.
Updated.
we can try to develop deflecting fields. A lone science ship could, given enough time, establish a fluctuating force field to change the vector of the tungsten missile, but that in itself may not be enough. So we might do that. Reverse thrusters, specially modified torpedoes, could be programmed to attach themselves to the projectile. By reversing their thrust, they might just slow this gift down. We need a fleet of 2,000 fleet power in orbit. While we don't have anything as dense as tungsten asteroid in our system, we have no shortage of space rocks. Even at less than light speed, firing a counter asteroid at the current threat might help. We could do a counter shot. No planet displacement. Controlled shattering. Blowing up the tungsten bullet might seem appealing, but the resulting shrapnel would have a catastrophic impact on our world. Our scientists have calculated a controlled detonation sequence that might help fracture the projectile into slightly more manageable form. We're going to start off with all three of these other ones. So Cardell, you're researching deflecting fields. This construction ship, it's going to work on the what was the one that was this construction ship? The counter shot. It's gonna grab an asteroid and just fling it at it. Then we do have a fleet. First fleet, G. Ito at the helm, is gonna put some torpedoes on the thing.
Construction complete.
Oh, we finished a bunch of tech too. Baby Drewski has leveled up. Yeah, assist research. Yeah, we could just keep leveling that up. So whenever he does assist research, that'll be really powerful. Salvager, manufacturer. No, I think the assist research makes sense. Some of those cheap techs out of the way. Ooh, orbital rings. Now, orbital rings are very nice, but they cost a whole lot of influence, and we don't have the influence yet. Let's do the civilian fabricators. That's actually going to be more consumer goods. The Annihilators have vanquished an ancient threat in the distant Sarkalis system. A Leviathan has been defeated. We don't even know where it is. We're about to finish the ship graveyard there. It's CGF Master. The Enlightened Kingdom is having all sorts of things. We have the Chosen One, Kaides, here. He's searching out his own mysterious past. Looking in this wreckage. He's about to finish. He's 96% done exploring that. On the border of where he's at, we have the Mishran Annihilators gobbling up a quarter of the galaxy with no signs of slowing. Fortunately, we're on the opposite side, but that, if they gobble up everything else, we're just next. Meanwhile, shockingly, we have learned the true history of our home. The planet Divider that we began the game where it was like 100 years in the past. This had blown up and our people were divided on whether or not it was a hostile alien force, just happenstance of chance. It turns out that this was a massive tungsten shot that was flung at our system from across the stars with the intent of destroying us in our infancy. They missed. They hit the Divider, but there's another shot on the way. We've actually triangulated their original position. It turns out that they are a primitive people. They decided that they were so afraid of the dark. That's why the thing's called Fear of the Dark, that once they used up their asteroid belt to shoot at as much as possible around them in the galaxy to destroy everyone else, they then turtled up on their homeworld and lost the ability to go into space. Quite a bit. All right, Elias. Getting late. Someone should do something about that. Well, technically we could start our stream of Stellaris sooner, or you just, you know, stay up later. Be irresponsible. Quit that job, whatever it is. I'll try to make sure that the VOD is saved, and if not, yeah, put your watches a few hours back. Exactly. Yeah, watch the VOD, and we'll have I wait at least 24 hours because apparently that's what you're supposed to do with Twitch. You can't send it out to YouTube until you've waited, even though I see other people simulcasting. I do send it out to YouTube. I've started a YouTube channel. Just look up Pastor Drewski. There's a link on the About section. Nothing's fancy. I have no idea how to do proper editing or anything. I'm not trying to do that at this point. It really just is a way to archive that doesn't get deleted, because the VODs only last for a couple weeks on Twitch. That way you guys can keep up. Oh my, suddenly we're minus 39 food. Okay, this is Kaites, the graveyard, the ship graveyard. The planet's broken surface is littered with battered spacecraft. At the center of the largest debris field, Kaites discovered the framework of a colossal starbase. With irresistible power, the pull of whatever led Kaites to the planet drew him to a single room inside the base. Among the dust-covered cargo waited another piece of the relic. Upon touching the newfound fragment, Kaites was plunged into another vision. Elias, you're not wrong. My problem has been, in a strictly strategic approach, Mechabellum has more viewers, and I get more viewers if I start with Mechabellum. Not to say that we're all about numbers here, but we would have a lot of people who wouldn't know about our Stellaris stream if they hadn't first watched it, because we were started out on Mechabellum to begin with. I think most of you guys started out with me on Mechabellum. So it's normally Stellaris has like less than 20 people watching it on Twitch. So it's kind of if we're gonna play it, and if we want people to be able to appreciate it and enjoy it, it's kind of like you kind of need something else to be the draw. People aren't looking for Stellaris. Alright, so what did he see? There's a new vision for Kaites. Ghosts of the past happens. Ghosts of the past. A vast starbase orbited the planet. From its docks flowed an unending procession of battleships. On the deck of the flagship, a young admiral stood, grasping in one hand an object resembling the relic. With a flick of his wrist, the space outside his ship blurred, darkened, and then folded in on itself as a black hole appeared. As the admiral ordered his fleet into the darkness, the vision abruptly ended. Returning aboard with the fragment, Kaites placed it next to the existing piece. Both began to vibrate with a piercing hum. Then, by some unknown force, the two pieces fused into one. After the fact, the relic's effects appear strengthened. Excellent news. All right, good night, Elias. I'm glad you got to be part of this. I'm glad you got to enjoy it. Hopefully, your character here won't die of old age before you get back. We'll see you later. All right, onward to the final piece.
Incoming transmission.
Oh, we're going to take our wormhole to get there. That's awesome. We're going to take the wormhole through to get there. Okay, who's this? Who's this? That's these little guys. They only have a couple planets. They were offering a migration treaty. It costs us influence. We're not ready for that. Too much. I'm focusing these two here to be claimed. Ooh, yay. More influence at a cost. We're donating to the artisans. Because in trade, we have a trade route going from up here down here. And it's going outside of our planets. It's outside of our reach of our empire by these two places. So you see the red piracy place. So pirates are happening out here. If we can claim them, then our starbase will have jurisdiction and we'll be able to suppress the piracy near it. Sorry to hear that, Elias, but at least it gives you a reason to check out the VOD, and gives me a reason to put it on YouTube because I don't want you to miss it. So you guys are the reason why I even bothered with YouTube. It's it's a lot of effort to try to get on a whole nother platform. So we'll see if something ever comes of it. I have you guys to thank. All right, we can see our situation here. I think I'm allowed to research all 4. So we'll research that as well. We're going to have the counter shot, the controlled shattering, the reverse thrusters, the deflecting fields, everything. And the kitchen sink. We've got to save Twitch.
Complete.
Most of the people on Twitch will have no idea what we've done, what we've sacrificed to save them. Only you, the select few.
Construction complete.
Ooh, we've got our space fortresses. Check it out there. Very cool. Now our home star here is a trade station, so we're focused on that. We're just upgrading the defenses of our border places. We are hurting on food. I think what happened is we had people working food, and now they all switched to these other jobs we just opened up by a building on every planet. Because on population, workers will always upgrade if there's an open slot above them in specialists or rulers. And so all of our workers that were working food moved up. In fact, we were at like 200 energy and minerals, so all of those went down some. Just we were on the edge with our
Spaceborne life form encountered.
thing there. Okay. Gift refunded. By expertly controlling our torpedoes, we have successfully slowed down the Fivarian projectile. That's good. That's very good. Okay, do we get another Elgate insight or continue the research? We do the insight. It's a rare tech. Relic activation available. We've been doing the Omni Codex. That's been giving us pops from an extinct species on a random planet. Are we researching a biology tech? What is the projectile? So, oh, I guess I didn't give you that part of the update. So we triangulated the home system of the ones who were destroyed our planet in our system, and we found out when we were checking out their moon, we found out that there was a massive, colossal, space Gauss rifle that already had fired its last projectile that they fired before they ran out of ammunition from their asteroid belt, was targeted directly at Twitch, and it had already fired, and so it has been traveling through space, and it is about to reach us. We discovered that at the last moment, so now we're doing everything we can to stop it. So we've actually sent our fleet. Our fleet has finished launching torpedoes at it, which will use the thrusters to redirect it. Cardella is also establishing a fluctuating force field to change the vector of the tungsten missile. We have a construction ship that's going to fling another asteroid at it just to shoot it, just to knock it off course. And we're trying to research a way to blow up parts of it in a controlled sequence to knock it off course. So otherwise, Twitch itself, all of Twitch will be completely destroyed. they're counting on us. They're counting on us. They don't even know that their very well-being, it lies in our hands. Particularly Cardella's. I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, nothing.
Special project complete.
It'll be fine. Okay. We've finished our advanced field manipulation. Cardella, thank you for your service there. And Olastar. The alien is motionless. A renowned paragon has arrived. Fate guides my steps. I have crossed the blind reaches to stand before you. I am Olastar, the Oracle. Well then, what can you say about our destiny? He stares with blind eyes. On one path, a white flame burns against the void. Along the other lies a sputtering ember. You will face terror, and it shall be your undoing, unless the threads of fate weave the thinnest hope. Doom may yet be averted. Why do you seek to join us? From a hidden pouch, he flings a swirling cloud of dust. When he speaks, he does so as a proclamation. I came because I was called. You have sought me out, or perhaps you will. What exactly will you do for us? In the folds of his robe, Olastar produces a set of carved bones. Scattering them across the floor, he appears to study the pattern with senses beyond sight. I will share my visions with the faithful. I will right the ship of your nation as it prepares to plunge into the storm. How did you come by your gifts? Many years ago, I toiled in the pits of a planetary mine. Through my physical body, I could see. My soul was blinded by the material world. Then came the day of my awakening. They called it an accident, but I know it was providence. A sudden explosion fried my optical nerves. In the darkness that followed, I perceived the river of time. To this day, it flows before my eyes. Olastar is a governor. He has a unified focus. Wherever we put him, he would gain bonus to unity. He is a reformer. More unity, and whoever's on that planet will have extra bonus towards governing ethics attraction. He himself is a psychic, giving additional unity. All three of these give unity to wherever he is. So additional unity for there. He also is a shroud preacher. Psionic pops on a planet will get 25% more resources, and every 10 years, one of the pops on the planet will gain the latent psionic trait. However, he has this serenity trait, meaning if we make him a counselor, he will make our ships be slower, be built slower, and cost more. This leader works obsessively to safeguard against perceived military overreach. We're absolutely going to enlist him, even though it's going to put us over our capacity. And we have Prime is the prime place to put him, because Prime is our cultural and religious center of our empire. So he's going to drastically increase our unity production here. At least he should. This is giving 136. Is there somewhere? Let's see here. Planets. Unity 40, 56, 54. Prime. Our capital's almost there, but Prime will continue to get more as it grows. Oh, yeah. Here you go, Mr. Olastar. Oh, but he has to be a counselor to get most of those. Oh, I forgot. Let's have a look at our government. I could put him instead of this guy's Lord Chancellor, because he's not really giving many bonuses. This guy would be. We'd have the ship cost increase, but that's okay. This would give us empire-wide 15% more unity. That seems to make a lot of sense. course, that means we won't have anyone. Everyone on the council is once again spiritual. All 5 of them. That's all right. That's all right.
Construction complete.
Geological event. In the debris melt. The debris melt. The debris belt. Do you remember the cabin? The cabin that we were exploring, and the guy had been there for 50 years looking for something. Here's his... It's not his log. This is us. It's not true. It's not true. It's not true. It's not true. Lies. What if it is true? The logs become increasingly disturbing as the alien slips further and further into madness. Disturbing. Baby Drewski will continue to investigate that mystery. If you remember, this place right here was a Swiss cheese hole in our empire. We've now filled it, and the piracy is now contained because of our system here. We'll do the same with the other one down here. This other red one will go away shortly.
Construction complete.
Right, like right now. Ooh, our long-range tracking systems has detected the first launch of an artificial satellite from the surface of Exodus 4. It successfully achieved orbit and marks the start of a budding space program initiated by the planet's alien civilization. That is our little buddies. The Kareems, who now are, you know, following our ways. After taking these first tentative steps into space, we can expect them to send manned missions and eventually interplanetary expeditions. They are on the verge of space travel. Way to go, little guys. We're giving them society guidance and technological guidance.
Special project complete.
Right. We have finished the counter shot as well. We're days away from finishing the controlled shattering, which should stop the progress entirely. So this thing had been moving at +2 per turn. Each one of those projects has delayed it by 0.5. There's only 1.5 remaining. And so if we can make this cease, like, that will be sufficient to have stopped the event. Three, two, one.
Special project complete.
So it's paused at 0. It's not making any more progress on its march towards Twitch. Alright, new one. Have a good evening. Check it out first. Trajectory's clear. Twitch is safe! We've managed to divert the tungsten projectile far enough to ensure our own survival, though over the course of its long journey, it may very well become another planet's problem. Now, about that moon. So there's a ruined mass driver modifier back on their home system, which is +10 engineering and concludes the last gift situation. Ends the fear of the dark event chain. Could it become an annihilator problem? I wish. I wish. But we'll put that engineering research to use to deal with the annihilators. Oh yes! And Elias, when you watch this, you have been hard at work on this structure in this sinking into a gas giant. So the present dark and lifeless interior of the space station almost succeeds in hiding the fact that it must have been designed as some kind of luxurious pleasure palace. There are seemingly endless rows of rusty slot machines, hundreds of decrepit bars and restaurants, and amidst it all, thousands of bodies. Dead, partially mummified aliens, or at least of at least a dozen different species, can be found everywhere. but most of the bodies are clustered around the empty escape pod bays. Curious. Elias, hold fast. Don't succumb to the grief all around you. Checking on our annihilators. They do look larger. They always do. Ooh, a new tradition. If you recall, we got the Mind Over Matter, which gained access to the psionics tradition tree. Here it is. We shall unlock the power within the Druskish mind. Adoption effects. We gain a new agenda of psionic supremacy. So we'll be able to work on that with our council. Also, all pops of your primary species will gain the latent psionic trait. If we adopt all psionic traditions, it will grant the following additional effects. Edict upkeep reduced, Ascension perks unlocked, and the Shroud Delve cooldown reduced. What does that mean? We'll have to find out.
Council agenda available.
Mind over matter. Since the dawn of our civilization, tales have flourished of mighty sorcerers wielding powers that can only be described as supernatural in nature. These rare Druskites could supposedly invade the minds of their fellows, lift heavy objects with merely a thought, or perform any number of other magical feats. Until recently, these stories were just that, stories. Now, however, our scientists have finally obtained conclusive evidence that proves the psionic potential inherent in certain Druskite individuals. Although only a very small minority of our species as a whole seems to be gifted with psionic powers, their numbers relative to the total population have grown steadily over just the last few centuries. Whether this is due to some kind of sudden evolutionary growth spurt, or because something has triggered latent psionic abilities that were always present in our genetic code, scientists cannot say. A glimpse, perhaps, of the future that awaits us. This will modify all of the sloth pops in the Druskish Enlightened Kingdom by adding the latent psionic trait, the trait latent psionic. Let's go look at that. Species, Druskites. We now have the latent psionic trait. All science types have increased by 10%, and our unity from jobs has increased by 5%. Excellent, excellent. I have just enough to know what the warp is that the warp is bad. I do know a little bit about Warhammer, enough to know that it is bad. I have some friends who are much more well versed than I, and they made sure I watched the YouTube series of Astartes, which was just made by like one guy, and it is the most incredible like Warhammer movie you'll probably ever see. Yes. Errant thoughts. There's no need to wait for the inevitable judgment of Den. We are fully aware of their agitated thoughts. Amidst the cacophony, their intention to cease all collaboration is crystal clear. They're being so close-minded. Because we're all psionic now, we can all tell what they're talking about, thinking about. We might not be getting along with Den after all. Activate a relic.
Construction.
I think I forgot about this. Because we were looking at the technology and we weren't doing a biology technology. Let's wait until we finish our tech and see if there's a biology one we can research. Okay, Elias, the Star Petal. More refugees have arrived. Star Petal. The derelict station was once known as the Star Petal. It was apparently a celebrated luxury resort in this corner of the galaxy nearly 1,000 years ago. A small fleet of tugs would drag the station to a new exotic location each year, but Arras 8 appears to have been its last. For unclear reasons, the station was pulled into a gas giant's atmosphere where it suffered critical damage. Curious.
Construction complete.
Almost finished plugging all the holes in our empire. It's taken us way too long. Aha! The debris belt. Back to Baby Drewski. Our researchers have finished translating the aliens' data crystals. They present an interpretation of the last log, in which, not long before their death, the recorder experienced a rare moment of lucidity. I finally found what I'm looking for. Many would consider me mad for continuing to search this long. I think, probably, that they are right. I am old now, dying even. My kin are long since dust. There's no point in selling the artifact, but perhaps now I can find peace. The logs go on to pinpoint where the alien concealed the treasure. By following them, we have tracked down an astonishingly large gemstone of immeasurable value. Our precious. It came to us. It belongs to us. Our precious. A relic. We have a whole new relic now. The Crystal of Ordiskaya. Passive effects, monthly rare crystals, 15% more. And when we use it, it gives us 44,000 energy, but one of our scientists may gain the maniacal trait. And this is not like a consume, like use, it sticks around, so we can just use it every 10 years to get 44,000 energy. Seems pretty great. Kids just got home, and Baby Drewski just got some new cars, like little toy cars. He's very excited. I'm going to click the crystal here. We're going to get the huge chunk of energy, and then we'll probably have to sell some things. So we used that, and Kaity's actually got the maniacal trait. He now has hyper focus, and if he were back to being a counselor, we would get an empire-wide 6% research bonus. I think we still want the 15% unity instead of 6% research, but we would like to have him on the council. Yes, continue getting the unity. We're up to 900 unity a turn. It's pretty great, pretty great.
Construction complete.
We're going to build an observation post around our former aggressors. More refugees arriving. The
Construction complete.
Multitude here and the Unity have made peace. Which ones were these? The Multitude to our north. Oh, and the Unity over there as well. So these guys were fighting. Looks like they both gained a little bit of territory from each other. Cloaked fleets discovered. What are you trying to pull here? The Star Collective down in the south was trying to sneak a stealth science ship through. Unacceptable.
Research complete.
More diplomatic weight. And gene tailoring. That is a biology tech, so if we had waited, we could have gotten a 50% speed boost on that, but we got a ton of cash, so it's probably worth it. There is a maximum we can store on the energy, 75,000. And so we were at 69, 67 or so thousand just now, so I figured we might as well spend some of it so it doesn't get capped. Research, let's get the artisan output. We are, in fact, actually low here. More peace offers because there was more wars, more refugees arriving. Okay, our new ship designs, might as well go upgrade them.
Incoming transmission.
Oh my. So the neighbors to the south, the hive mind to the south, we're friends with everybody. They're offering a research treaty that I don't think I can refuse. They've got 20 of each type of tech that we don't have, that we can get a research bonus when we research it, and they would get very little from us. I think we need to. It's costing us a little bit here, but on the influence side of things. Archaeological site, Elias with the final days. The archaeologists working on the star petal have gathered sufficient clues and evidence to point a reasonably clear picture of the station's final days. A stray asteroid impacted the station, knocking it into an orbit that would soon plunge it into a atmosphere. Station-keeping thrusters could not compensate, and the command station soon gave the evacuation order. Command staff. Unfortunately, the station only had enough escape pods to evacuate a fraction of its passengers, and mass panic as soon erupted. Those who were not trampled to death perished when the station's environmental systems failed as it drifted deeper into the gas giant. Curious. Some minor artifacts. Still researching, though. Something else is yet to be found. Yes, let's renew all these deals. And what do these guys know about the L-Gates? They will, for a small price of 5,000, they'll send us an insight. Please do. Suddenly, the L-Cluster, we're researching one right now, and we're at 4. That'll put us at 5. It's becoming in reach. Unless it should stay closed.
Complete. Construction complete. Ships upgraded. Ships upgraded.
I don't know if we're detecting the same cloaked ship every time. Seems like it. Aha! The heart of the pulsar. Rummaging through the secure safes where the Star Petal's wealthiest clientele stored their personal belongings has revealed a treasure trove of strange artifacts and jewelry. Perhaps the most noteworthy among them, or among the found items, is the heart of the pulsar, A unique diamond necklace, quite famous in its day for having been worn by 5 different heads of state. Curious. We've got a bunch of minor artifacts, some extra energy, and a research option gained for an ancient rampart. That was Elias doing the hard work up there. Also, Kites has almost arrived at the final location, the final clue.
Construction complete.
Alright, I need to find out where I'm generating science from, because we're at the point where everyone's going to be assisting research. I think we're out of things for them to... archaeological digs, things for them to work on. So we go to our planets, we look at our science. Okay, Shiat has a lot of research, we'll probably go do that one. Twitch, of course, has a whole lot more, and then we should have... of course, this is all just the sectors. Where's the frontier sector? Yeah, this has the most, but we have our third best. I'm not reading all of those because they repeat every 5-10 years. Hi! Attention, Dawamax! Our warriors grow bored and cause much trouble. Much fighting with each other, many dead. But we have solution. We send our craziest warriors to fight for Dawamax in exchange for credits. If you want best mercenaries in Galaxy, hurry now before too late. Good to know. Good to know we can hire the other group of mercenaries now.
Incoming transmission. Construction complete.
Oh, sure. We can guarantee our independence if somebody declares war. Come to our aid. Much appreciated. Oh. Hold on. Shortly after entering the Vaporub system, a planet matching Kaitis' vision has been located. Oceans of molten minerals stream across the planet's surface. Prepare for planetary exploration, the last one.
Situation log updated. Construction complete.
Grand Storyteller Cardella has leveled up. He can further increase our research speed. Looks like we would be from 6, that's a 3% increase. Inquisitor, this is a 2% increase. World Shaper, terraforming speed increase across the Empire. Physics Focus, 10% to all physics research, or Archivist. Archaeology skill and science experience gain. Right before dying of old age, exactly. I think your final moments are going to be Physics Focus. 10% research seems pretty good, pretty good. So you actually give us like 52 more research per turn.
Incoming transmission.
These guys are actually behind us in technology. We actually have a bunch, so I'm going to decline. I don't want to spend the influence. We've researched the L gate. We're at 5. Let's go ahead and get the orbital ring.
Incoming transmission.
Yes, yes, we'll donate. More influence. Migration, no. No, no. Got plenty of people coming in through the refugees. Is that the last? No, there's one more down there.
Incoming transmission.
I'm still gonna pass. I don't want to spend all that much on influence if I can avoid it.
Incoming transmission.
$50. We're doing okay. I don't want to spend the influence, and we're doing okay there.
Research complete.
Gene modification. Here we go. We're making gene editing tools widely available to sure to have a positive impact of our development as a species. But we have 7 of these dense jungles. Yeah, I'm gonna do that so we can clear some jungles out. So species, this gets interesting. We now have 2 traits available for our species, and we have the ability now to modify our species. So we could make a template utilizing the existing traits that we have. We can pick a total of one thing, or we can remove an existing negative trait. So we could remove this ethics attraction negative trait. And that would this is giving us a -1 trait point, so we would actually be down to 1 trait point. Or we can just add something. So we could add growth speed, for example, or habitability, or just make them all really intelligent so that they're better at researching, which is probably the most powerful one of the bunch, by the way. There's a bunch of different things we might add. Empire size from pops. How many pops do we have? 120 of that. It is our most, but we're going to have so many of other pops. This is not everyone. Because we already have the psionic trait, the extra intelligence would be very welcome. Because they're going to be our researchers. And I've mentioned several times we're behind on research. So if I create this template, then what we do is we apply the template to all of our species, and it'll take a month or 2, but we will modify everyone to be more intelligent. So this is, you know, we're on the planet Twitch, right? You guys are all followers of Pastor Drewski, because that's the leader. And now we're making everyone smarter for it. I mean, what's not to like, right?
Situation log updated. Construction complete. Construction complete.
Oh, we passed collective waste management. Very good. Passed it. Military Readiness Act. We're going to oppose this. Ooh. Hold on. Got a couple things here. We've got several. Our diplomatic weight has more than doubled since we last checked. A big part of it will have been our tech, our economy. And we're now 3rd in the diplomatic influence. Plus, we also got the diplomatic tech stuff. So we just assigned another envoy for 10% higher. So we are getting even closer to 2nd place. 5.1, we're tied. And once Twitch is done here, we're going to upgrade our embassy complex to a grand embassy complex, giving us another envoy. That will make us the 2nd most influential in the galaxy. The Scientist of Den has requested to join us. We're actually maxed out right now, so you can stay on your rock.
Construction complete.
Okay, we're going to begin building hyper relays, space railroads throughout our empire. I guess I still have that one last place to fill. Ooh. Interplanetary flight! Oh, we're observing fervor. That's right. The people who tried to kill us. Weather conditions, flawless. Nuclear thermal rocket, fully fueled. Flight plan optimized. These were the indicators broadcast over all of Fervor today as the Fervorian survivors launched its first interplanetary mission. The astronauts, who had trained for years to go on this mission, boarded the rocket early in the morning, local time. Now they soar the space where we share with them. Let us follow their journey. How nostalgic. These people tried to kill us. We will try to teach them the right ways of peace and loving your fellow Xeno, your fellow alien.
Species modified.
Aha! All the Drewskis are smarter. The Drewskites. The chat. You have become smarter for being one of the Drewski population. Uh-oh, Fervor, we have a problem. Mechanical failure aboard the first interplanetary Fervorian vessel has left it dead in space. No longer capable of adjusting its trajectory, the ship will soon be beyond saving. Fervor is working on a solution, yet the odds are not good. However, we may have an opportunity to intervene. We can get them off that ship. Or, couldn't we leave a message with the solution near the Space Center? That would leave us where they're not aware, or let them figure it out on their own. This costs 100 influence. I think we could cancel our current construction and get some influence back. But I think we're going to let them know in no uncertain terms that we not only survived, but we're the good guys. And we're here to help. They tried to kill us, but we're turning the other space cheek. Crew retrieved. The crew of the doomed exploratory vessel is now safely aboard our observation outpost. They are, understandably, incredibly scared and confused, especially after we cut them off from their homeworld and left them in an alien cargo hold. We may have to consign them to living here with us. They can observe their home from afar, but never return. Welcome aboard. The mysterious loss of the crew will reduce the technological progression of the Fervorian survivors by 50%. Inadvertent jailer modified added for 10 years. People will be unhappy about that. They don't think that's what we should do. Or let them go home, increasing their awareness of us by 50. They have low awareness. If they get to 100%, it's a high awareness. I think we're letting them go home. We are not going to follow the same path that they went down, or the path that Den went down. We love our alien neighbors that tried to kill us. High awareness.
Cancel agenda available.
Ooh, new agenda available. Okay. Any moment here, we should finish our... Kitey should finish our exploration and find the closure to his journey, hopefully. He's 87%. Market fluctuations. The revelation that they were not alone in the universe came as a shock to many on Exodus 4. Not surprisingly, the event has had severe economic effects. Financial institutions... These guys already knew we were here. They knew we were here. We've been talking with them. With financial institutions across the planet in freefall, there's been a marked decrease in the planet's standard of living. Yeah, we've been talking to them. We can bail them out. So... this would be for us. We'd lose 10% of our credits, 15% of our unity, upkeep from our jobs increase, consumer goods, poof, all of that terrible stuff, economic instability added to them. Or trust the market. and it just lets them have the way of things there. Now, I am a kind of a big believer in free market economics, but we did just bail out some astronauts of the guys who tried to kill us a moment ago. The least we can do is bail out the people who have been welcoming our ways, that we've kind of brought in under our wing. Or sloth, hairy arm. Let's bail them out. It's going to be quite the economic drain. Ooh, and our first tradition into the psionic tree. We can develop mind readers. The thoughts of other empires echo in the shroud. Leave them on their own, yeah. The thoughts of other empires echo in the shroud. By listening, our telepaths can learn much to our advantage. This will give us intel on everyone and access to the sight beyond sight edict. Or the Psi Core. If you watch Babylon 5, you know about the Psi Core. The Psi Core, like an ever-vigilant eye, will peer into the mind of our citizens, defending society from those who might do it harm. We get a new building, the Psi Core, and research option gained for thought enforcement. Yes. Yes, we need the Psi Core. They are our friends. We're going to go through and build some Psi Core. Can only build on cities that planets that have a big enough capital built already. So what the Psi Core is going to do, it's going to generate unity, but it is also going to take out crime, take a bite out of crime. And increase a 10% of productivity, I guess, on the whole planet. Now we're going to be losing a bunch more consumer goods, which is a problem. The enigmatic cache, forgot about that. It departs, and it appears as though the enigmatic cache is now done with its scan of Rantor Prime and is seeking another target planet within our borders. Oh, it's a shame. Off it goes.
Special project complete.
Aha! Chites. Between the bays and swells of the planet's molten oceans, Chites has discovered the remains of a mineral processing facility. He reported new visions of a dark corridor that led to a sealed room. Following these images led Chites to an ancient and moldering box. Inside the box, he found a fragment of the relic, untouched by the ravages of time. Chites reports that upon touching it, he was struck by a new and troubling vision. What did he see? Ghosts of the past. The milling activity of a great furnace rose around Chites. Mines, factories, and vehicles blanketed the ground. Huge carrier vessels dotted the skies. Beyond the noise, there was a staggering number of portals, blinking in and out of existence, folding in on themselves. Suddenly, there was a great rumbling, and the ground began to shake. A strangled scream came from the distance. After recovering from his vision, Chites set a new fragment alongside the existing piece. A sharp whine filled the air. Almost instantly, the two parts fused together from their own accord. The relic's effects appear strengthened. Intriguing developments. We now have all four. After the retrieval of the final fragment, the relic appears as if it was never broken. Upon the relic's restoration, research on its purpose is promising and ready to continue. A special project led by Kaides has been prepared. A priority endeavor.
Situation log updated.
Also, we figured out how to clear out jungle. Lots of things to research. Quite a few. Several of these throughout our empire, but we're just going to get the resources, the synthetic thought patterns. Get the resources from everybody. Minus 50 consumer goods. Not great there. We might actually go to our economic policy and go to civilian. That'll give us a 25% boost to it. And restore the relic in 4 months' time. More refugees. Bring out some jungle. Why can I... Where's my crystal production? Do I not have the tech? I might not have the tech from artificial crystal production. Huh. It's not good. We have finished our first hyper relay. The line between these is now bolder, and what that means is we can now instantaneously travel between them. It's our space railroad. And a new encounter, a new species. Starts the first contact process.
Special project complete.
Here we go. Kaides. Research into the recently restored relic has led to some intriguing discoveries. Its connection to Kaides has been affirmed. When in contact with his Viagorazin DNA, the relic's particles begin to resonate at high frequencies. Although the mechanics behind this remain unknown, the effects are symptomatic of space-time manipulation. After several attempts to measure and control this process, Kaides experienced another vision. Report! The key. Kaides describes seeing the relic as if from within. Particles the size of suns swirled around him. In the void between, he experienced a surge of power. With his hands alone, he commanded the movements of the spheres. Returning from his vision, Kaides placed his hands on the relic. Now he understood its use. In the astonishing scope of its power, when properly controlled, it has the ability to collapse 2 points in space, effectively creating a stable wormhole. The Vagorzians called this device a key. Spurred by his discovery, Kaides acted on his own initiative to open a wormhole in our home system. Not even he knows where it leads, but he remains resolute, believing it is likely his people's home. Let us find out sooner rather than later. All right, Kaides. We could have Cardella. It could be you. You're the closest, but I think it's only fitting that Kaides explores this wormhole. It's gonna take him a minute to get down there, so you have to hang on, everyone.
Research complete.
Antimatter reactor. I'm starting to actually focus on getting some of our naval technologies because we are threatened. Orbital ring is done though. Yes, Cardell, you'll be right behind him. I'm sure it will be nothing. I'm sure it'll be totally safe. There we go. Okay, that's our last one there. Continuing the hyper relay network. These consume a lot of rare crystals, unfortunately. Not sure why our energy just dropped so much. This is the new aliens that we just discovered. We're working on it. We're working on it. Oh, this planet can't utilize it. They don't have any psychics yet. We'll get there eventually. Plasma thrower's done. Let's make sure we keep getting our research speed increased.
Council agenda ready.
Okay. There's our agenda for 40% unity instead of 10%, so this unity should jump up quite a bit once the month rolls over. Also, we can do psionic supremacy. That's the new one. So psionic pops give extra resources, extra research speed of a psionic topic, and also, once we launch it, a 10% unity bonus. What we'd really like is for the expand the council to come off cooldown. That'll come off cooldown 20 more years. 20 more years. Spam phone call. Alright, we need to find out what's on the other side of that wormhole. And after that,
Research complete.
it'll probably be it for the day. Family time coming up quick. Researching our synthetic crystal plants, we need to be able to produce our own rare crystals to make our space railroad.
Construction complete.
Finish building our space stations.
Construction complete.
Ooh. We have a new member in the galactic community. Somebody joined.
Incoming transmission.
They are. Oh, that's who we were trying to discover. Apparently they... I don't know. They might have just been a pre-FTL civilization that just gained enough science to join the galactic community here. That's what we're trying to actually have our other buddies doing down here.
Incoming transmission. Incoming transmission.
No, we're not doing migration. I don't know why we lost all that income, although it probably is the fact that we're supporting the guys with their economy. Bailout funds. Yeah, we're losing 10% energy. Maybe that's it.
Research complete.
Okay, okay. More tech. Gotta get those ships up to speed. Literally. Oh, good. The market's stabilized. The financial stimulus we provided has paid off handsomely, with our traditional currencies and economic institutions bolstered by our support. Conditions have finally stabilized. Perhaps more importantly, public approval for our continued presence in the system has never been higher. Well, good. Bailout economy modifier for 15 years. And so we get stability and consumer good bonus. And they have 300%, 300 more opinion, and we got a bunch of science. It worked out. Oh, just had a whole bunch of refugees arrive. Refugees from this Ixtlic Star Collective. It wasn't the Annihilators. We know that name. Who's the Star Collective? I guess I don't know who they are. Alright, the alien civilization on Exquis 5th. I'm sorry, what is happening? Oh no. Oh no, our little buddies. We've reached modern times. They're under attack from robotic drones. Their experiments into AI have had disastrous results. It's just like today, they were overreaching. This is why we're spiritualists and we don't trust soulless machines. They're under attack. I don't know if there's anything we can do to help them. Oh yeah, there they are. There's the robot army fighting their post-atomic armies.
Construction complete.
The forces are about even. Looks like they're winning against the robots. Robots are dropping in strength. They're down to 63 against 72. If they can take out that robot there, it should take a big chunk off their damage. Because now they can only hit 2 guys at once instead of 3. You can do it, little buddies. Don't give up. Ooh. Star Collective just got another vassal state, the High Kingdom there. Know where that one was. Oh, it's these guys. Wow, this is becoming quite the hegemony.
Research complete.
I think we're gonna do that food tech. See how they do. They're still hanging in there. The Terminators are being pushed back. More refugees arriving. Prime. They're all going to Prime, which is fine. find out. Gotta go back to where we were. They are going to lose that other army. They're down to the last man standing. Or last, whatever you call them. Last bird, feathered creature. Failed robotic uprising. After waging a global war against the machines of their own creation, the alien civilization was successfully defended themselves from the robotic uprising. Now we can see if they've learned from their hubris. And we get a new engineering insight.
Research complete.
Wow, a ton of refugees arriving all the time at this point. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost to the wormhole. Prime is not able to keep up with all of the refugees. Here's Kites. About to research the wormhole, and who knows where it goes. The mystery will finally be resolved. Whoa, instantly figured it out. Connected to unknown. In the nebula.
Evading hostile fleet.
The hostile fleet! At the other end of the relic-spawned wormhole lies the Sussex system. Shortly after entry, our sensors picked up a fleet of hostile drones. They appear to be keeping vigil over the system's single planet. Initial scans suggest there are no life forms present among them, nor on the planet itself. Kites has stated that with certainty that the planet is indeed the origin of his people. It is sure to hold answers. A demand from the drones to open comms follows. Open comms. These guys always have issues going. Yeah, those the pre-FTL guys. They've had quite a tumultuous past. Oh my. As the channel opens. Screeching static bends. By the way, this is actual Morse code. I don't know what it says, but that is actual Morse code. If somebody is proficient, they can look that up. Tell us what it says up top here. As the channel opens, screeching static blends with a wash of robotic vocalization. In cycles, each voice overlaps the next, the message's volume oscillating in irregular waves. Impetus, key confiscation, charter breach, Vergracian key, status uncollected. Vergracius Imperial Charter number 412, status in breach. Target action, return key. Counter action, destroy target. They want the relic. The relic is ours, find another way. Or give them the key. Our safety is the priority. It says comply. That's what the Morse code says? Awesome. That's awesome. So I think we aren't going to give a relic up to a soulless machine. We've already established that the mind is over the matter. We have established that we do not trust the works of our hands. We would not be willing to give such power over to a AI, especially after what we just saw happened over on our little buddy's planet. The relic is ours. Find another way.
Situation log updated.
5 months, 6 months. But just in case, send that fleet over here. Actually, let's upgrade them very quickly. Hold on before we get too crazy. Let's design the ship. So we now have plasma throwers instead of lasers. Plasma throwers, I do believe, are going to be superior. Although I could do the mining drone lasers. Plasma throwers get extra bonus damage to armor and hull. Let's keep it those. Plus, we're researching an upgrade to them, I think, as well.
Research complete.
Mind readers technology. Intel on everyone. We can hear their thoughts. There's the plasma gun we just said we were going to research. Two.
Incoming transmission.
Oh. I guess we're not going there right away. Our intel says that fleet is almost 40,000 in strength. Oops. I right-clicked. I canceled. Somebody wanted a commercial pack. Not anymore. Well, if that's the case, I'm not against building a bigger fleet, but we don't have the capacity to build up to a 40,000 strength fleet. We're just over 10 right now. We could maybe double our fleet size, but I don't think we can quadruple our fleet size. That's going to have to wait a minute. Now, this anchorage is going to be part of the process to help us get there. The fleet will get a little bit stronger when they're upgraded, but not that drastic.
Construction complete. Ships upgraded.
Yeah, they went from like 5.9 to 6.6. So we're up to 13. Okay. We don't have 40 yet.
Special project complete.
Oh! Well, we did have the special project. Electromagnetic success. We delivered an electromagnetic pulse, which fried the circuits of the drones. We are now free to explore the Circe system and its planet. A successful mission. Alright.
Ships upgraded.
Archaeological dig. This planet, the planet the drones are protecting, is tidally locked. The Corellian hegemony is gone. It's been destroyed by its enemies. How will this affect the political climate of the galaxy remains to be seen.
Research complete.
Aha! We can expand with vitality boosters. We can expand our leader lifespan by 10 more years. We know everyone's on the verge of dying from old age. I think we are going to do that. You hear that, Elias? We're going to try to keep you around.
Research complete.
A lot of debris around this place. This is a relic world.
Research complete.
Pulsar flares. Yes, it's definitely not suspicious. Absolutely. Totally normal. So we're going to do diplomatic grants. It is time to start putting our finger on the scale here with our diplomatic weight. When the month rolls over, do we break 7K? Oh, I guess we are 6.6, but we're firmly in second place now instead of being like 12th place. So what is this ruins? The planet the drones were protecting is tidally locked. One side facing the cold darkness of space, and the other bathed in perpetual light. On the warm, light-filled half of this world, we uncovered the ruins of what may be a Vargarsian city. Kaites trusts that details of his past are buried here, and hopes the findings might reveal the planet's history. Alright, Cardell. I apologize. Like I said, I actually need this to be, we need to be done here pretty soon, but I think if we were to just pick up the next time where we just discover this, it might kind of be anticlimactic because we've been building towards this all evening. So let's see if we can't figure this one out, and I'll hope you catch up on the VOD. Have a good night. Oh, Exquis is now in the space age here. The aliens are now ready to join the galactic community. It's finally happened. Our little buddies, they've made it. They got through the planet-wide tyrant as he conquered the whole world. They got through the atomic nuclear war that we brought them through. They got through their collapse of their economy. They got through the AI rebellion, and now they're worthy to join us as the Kareem civilization. We're now feeling ready to explore the cosmos and wish to do so on our own. We can't help taking note of your very permanent-looking starbase orbiting our star. We understand that this starbase represents some hypothetical claim on this system. We ask only that you relinquish this hold of our space, ceding the starbase to the beings who have called Exquis home since time immemorial. It is only just. You could say it's a laughable demand from an immature civilization. We would keep control of it. Or, of course, it's only just. I think we are xenophile, we are pacifist. I think it is only just. So we will give them their own system, and it will start a truce with them as a people. And for their own good, we're going to propose subjugation as a protectorate. A protectorate is a subject type with significantly weaker technology than their overlord, because they just hit spaceflight. They're just starting the game. They will receive a boost towards all technology their overlord already has. Okay, this will give them a 80% reduction in all of their research costs. They're not allowed to have outside research diplomatic pacts, and their diplomatic weight is reduced by 50%. But their weight should be lended towards ours because they'll have to vote whatever we vote for. Also, we gain a little bit of influence each turn. We can modify the contract, however. And so we can allow for integration permitted. We could allow where we at some point in the future might be able to integrate them into our empire, basically conquering them peacefully. We could give them diplomatic freedom or not. We can make it to where they can join any federation that we're in, or they may not engage in diplomacy with other empires nor vote independently. They can also freely expand. It's just there's nowhere left for them to go. Also, we could have them send us some of their resources, potentially. They'll pay a tribute, if you will. Or we could give them some of our resources. I don't think we're all that worried about their resources. They don't really generate enough, and they're not really worth enough of our time for us to give like a 15% of our tech to them. So we'll probably just leave that be. If we get into a conflict, they're not required to join. If they get into a conflict, we will come to their defense. However, this is where it gets interesting. We want to put some holdings on their planet. These are special buildings that give us kind of unique buffs. And so we're going to put some holdings there. Over here on the right, you have a loyalty amount and then a per month loyalty change. You want these to be both positive, but you can manage it if they're negative. In fact, one of my holdings could be a loyalty building to overcome that. But we'll probably do this. And I think this is fine. It's not going to be a huge impact. Probably won't justify the investment we've made over the years with them. But we like aliens, and we like to, protect the little guy. So this will be fine. Once they accept the treaty. There it goes. They've changed color to be ours. They're now blue. They've accepted our subjugation request. And now they will be our protectorate. There they are, little buddies. This is a day long awaited. Ooh, in taking a vassal, our empire has made a major leap forward as a galactic power. However, Den is not impressed. According to them, we have only succeeded in bringing the alien threat closer. In protest, they have ceased all research cooperation with us. In time, we will certainly prove them wrong. Subject certainly isn't plotting against us. Wow, we just lost a 15% research. That's awful.
Anomaly found.
Some odd readings.
Research complete. Incoming transmission.
Ooh. Extra envoys. Be around for a while. I actually want the hangar bay. No migration, no migration. That's gonna take him a while. The Annihilators have defeated another Leviathan in the distant Orthana system. These guys are getting huge. Outtro has leveled at the ripe old age of 113. Ooh. We're gonna actually give him the border guard. All the Empire star bases will increase 20% hull points and 15% damage, and defense platforms build faster. He is our Minister of Defense, and our first line of defense are those star bases.
Research complete. Spaceborne life form encountered.
More refugees. Prime's trying to keep up.
Construction complete. Research complete.
There's leader lifespan.
Ships upgraded. Incoming transmission.
More refugees.
Research complete.
Should not have done that anomaly right away. So we're not working on the goal was to do the archaeological site.
Blocker
And
clear.
he's only level 2, so the anomaly is actually quite slow for him.
Research complete.
So I would go through and kind of like break down all of the different techs and things, but there's at this point there's a lot of techs. We're gonna keep trying to focus on the economy, unity, progress that as rapidly as possible. And I'm really just trying to figure out what this place is. The Sursect system. Ooh. Elias! You have been revealed as a psychic! While it's rare for psionic powers to manifest after adolescence, it's not unheard of. Scientist Elias has recently been displaying abilities that were suspected to be psionic in nature. After undergoing a thorough ESP test, he has been identified as a Class 4 psionic talent. I always knew you had it in you. Monthly, you are giving us 17.5 research of each type, 23 instead on society, and survey and archaeology skills have increased. Very impressive. Oh, space storm. Massive subspace disturbances have erupted in systems across the galaxy. Early reports indicate that nearly 50% of the systems in the galaxy have been affected by this unprecedented phenomenon, which appears to be a byproduct of thousands of years of heavy hyperspace travel by civilizations both past and present. Scientists are confident that this galactic space storm will dissipate itself within a period of 5 to 10 years. Until that happens, the storm will play havoc with sublink engines, shield generators, and sensor systems in those star systems affected by it. The galactic community has officially named the storm De'Eb and issued a general travel advisory. This too shall pass. See if we can find a system with it. There it is. Space storm. Anywhere the space storm is, your speed is reduced by 50%, and there are no shields in those systems.
Incoming transmission.
Aggression pack? Yes, yes. We're friends. Friends. Research complete. Drift. We've discovered an alien ship adrift amongst the asteroids surrounding 944-893. It's not responding to our hailing signals. Whether this is due to it being unable to interpret our signal, or perhaps for some other reason, we do not know. Science Officer Kaides, Scion of Vargos, recommends that a construction ship be dispatched to tow the stricken vessel out of the debris field. If left unchecked, there's a risk that the alien ship may be crushed by the asteroids. Alright. We're not going to scrap it, we're going to rescue it. And it just so happens, we've got a construction ship ready to claim the system.
Research complete.
Researching weapons because we are anticipating upgrading our fleets. Unity and festivals across our empire. And we have the key. We never even looked at the key. We have the key and we never looked at it. Look at this. The key. We're getting across the board 25% more physics research. Jump drive cooldown reduced by 25%. Active effects. When we click it, the key modifier is added for 3 months. Allows every ship to make jumps, bypassing hyperlanes. Jump drive cooldown 50% reduction. Combat disengagement chance plus 75%. We could use this as a first strike method. Not that we would. We're pacifists. But the research alone is pretty amazing. Meanwhile, I can just do this, and last time I believe it was like 44,000 energy. Now it's 55,000. Can't even fit all of that. We're gonna get the energy. Baby Drewski now is hyper-focused. So on the planets, if we know we're just going to have unchecked growth on the planet, like all of the refugees are coming to Prime, if we do that, then commercial zones give you the most jobs per slot. Now, I'd like to have more temples and things, but we have not been able to upgrade the temples, so they're only giving us 2 jobs. These are still 3. So that's the thinking there.
Special project complete.
Okay, once the ship drifting by was towed out of the debris, we were able to send in an away team to investigate. They uncovered a murder scene. Only one crew member has been found, a long-eared amphibian biped who appears to have been stabbed repeatedly. This crew evidently dead. The ship is now up for grabs. It's fitted with very efficient thrusters, the structure and design of which are beyond us at present. The vessel is not armed, seemingly having been used as a transport for important personnel. Repurposing it into an exploration vessel would be a minor undertaking. However, if we deconstruct it and study the engines in greater detail, we may be instead able to apply the ingenious design to our own fleets. Yes, 10% sublight speed for the rest of the game is pretty awesome. And if we combine that with the fact that we're already singing our space shanties, we're pretty speedy sloths.
System survey complete.
Alright. In order to investigate the archaeological site, it must be in our borders, so we're claiming this. It doesn't have any hyperlanes connecting it, so it's just, even though it's up here, it is adjacent to us and not to them. And as soon as that's built, Kaides will start the research. The Corinth Raiders. They're gone. The Annihilators took them out too. They've destroyed the last of the massive space stations that housed the majority of their population. Refugees from the surviving civilization population have scattered across the galaxy. Although some Corinth pirate and mercenary fleets may still be unaccounted for, the loss of their space dwellings is a devastating blow that they cannot recover from. This puts a definite end to their raiding. Indeed. These guys are huge. Ulstar has leveled. So we can give him empire-wide traits, which is what I'm probably going to focus on. Because the planet he is assigned to is a Gaia world, we're not going to worry about this, but this is a cool one. Species minimum habitability 20%. So this could make like anyone able to live there. Unity from naturally occurring blockers +3. Early game, that sort of thing is useful, but for here, we're actually going to do the governing ethics attraction across our empire. Because again, we have tons of different species, but we're trying to keep just these 3 factions.
Blocker cleared.
Military-industrial complex is now made a faction.
Construction complete.
They're pretty unhappy. Ten people are already supporting them. But because we have all of this governing ethics attraction, it should draw them back towards our stuff over time. Great Awakening. In our psionics tree, we have found the Great Awakening. The eye that pierces all veils is closed. Only with great effort can it be opened, and our true power awakened. All latent psionic species will unlock their full psionic potential, allows psionic assimilation of other species, unlocking their latent abilities. Yes. The Great Awakening. The Druskite species has experienced what can only be described as a Great Awakening. For a time now, we have been aware of the great psionic potential inherent in our species, but such powers have not only manifested themselves in a small minority, until now. Almost overnight, Druskites everywhere have unlocked their full psionic capability. It is as if some sort of communal pool of Druskite psionic energy finally reached a critical tipping point, collectively awakening the latent abilities of our brains. Telepathy has already replaced most verbal communication between Druskites, and this is only one small example of the innumerable changes our society is faced with. We are now tied together in a way few of us could have ever imagined. The veil has been lifted. We need to go to species. I need to cancel this colony ship. Our species went from latent psionic to full psionic. So before, 10 of all research, 5% unity. Now it's 10 of all research, 10% of unity, 5% extra happiness for everyone. And we have other attributes of the psionic potential open towards us. Now, if we had finished that colony ship, the colony ship was assigned with the old population. And so we would have actually colonized with the old guy. Now we can colonize with the new guy. However, in addition to that, we have all these species here. All of these species. And we want to unlock their potential as well. So we're going to do a couple things. We're going to go to the rights of species. Their citizenship is now going to be assimilation. Anytime new refugees arrive, their first job that they'll be assigned to will be to awaken their psionic potential. And then we go through this list and we begin to assimilate, not like the Borg, but come alongside them and help them open up their mental capacity to the psionic world. Now, we don't want to do every last species all right now at the same time, because that means they're not working any jobs. We'd kill our economy.
Research complete.
Senate's working on Astral Studies Network. That's a negative from us.
Research complete. Construction complete.
Right. We still... Whoa, consumer goods. I looked away. We were minus 50 or so consumer goods. Now we're plus 128. I'm not sure what happened there. Ooh. The rare tech of targeted gene expressions. Gene modification points +1. So we're not going to colonize this planet yet because we've got another change to our species we're going to make shortly. They've done it. Den. Some of our people called the inhabitants of Den mad for settling a world with such horrendous conditions, yet now they've fashioned a more than adequate facsimile of Twitch, attractive to any Druskite. It seems ours is not the only attractive world in Prime anymore. It's now tropical. Good job, little buddies. Yes, we're going to purchase the service for more science. Yes, we'll purchase service there. However, what do you know about the L-Gates? Alright, we now have 6 of the clues. Site must be excavated by Kites himself, and he's not doing the greatest job. I guess it's easy difficulty. And he just leveled. Okay, okay. Do we make him a better archaeologist? Or better at Eye for Talent? Eventually, I think he will be on the council. And this is the last archaeological thing. We're not going to do that. We're going to do this. Okay. Since he's level 3, it should increase our speed, or at least our chances of a breakthrough. Yeah, skill bonus. So +3 skill bonus there.
Research complete.
Research station improved. We need to make sure we can make chemical plants. That gives us moats. When can I change this back? 3 more years? We don't need to be at 120. We're gonna want alloys. War is coming. I think a bunch of our refugees have been arriving here as well, and I wasn't keeping up with it. The ruins, seat of power. The planet must have been played a vital role in the Vagorsian society. Early into the excavations, it has become clear that much of the infrastructure was centered around administrative work, the city potentially serving as a hub for communications. There was no shortage of places for those in leadership to gather, and several public squares of truly massive proportions had already been uncovered. Promising, promising. Zero-point power. Stargate fans might recognize it. Out of crystals.
Research complete.
Citadels. This is the strongest stations you can make. Oh, that's right. I've got a ton of guys assimilating, and so they're not actually fitting to the to the planet's population and jobs. So there's empty slots. You can see there were like 10 of these guys. Now 6 of them are psionic. The other ones are working towards it. Then we'll have to go through and help them out with their genetic traits as well. It's going to take us a while. Next step, the vault. Thanks to the fortunate discovery in an underground vault, Kaides has not slept for days. He's convinced that this place holds the key to his existence. Deep within the vault, he discovered row upon row of cryostasis pods, all of them empty. Circuits integrated in the floor led to a larger structure, a throne-like pedestal at the very center of the vault. Intriguing. What is its purpose? Fellow travelers, the prophets of the Shroud, we greet you. Your presence of the galactic stage has long been known to us, but until now, afraid we might unduly influence your destiny, we have held back. However, the time has come to lift the veil. The ways of the Shroud may seem strange and unnerving to the uninitiated, and it is for this reason that we offer guidance. Realize that you have someone willing to be your teacher, if you so wish. Wander safely until our next encounter. We have met the enigmatic prophets of the Shroud. We can ask them what is to be our fate, or ask them if they would be willing to send us a teacher. 50 influence. A planet, which we have one planet, Prime, that would get the benefit of this, would gain 10% unity for, I believe it's 50 years. Along with amenities and unity from telepaths. Telepaths are the psi core like thought enforcement guys, not the just psychic people. Different modifier. We wish to learn. And now we tell Prime that this is where we want it to be. The Shroud Walker teacher. For 50 years. When that's done, for 50 years, this place will have a 10% bonus, so it'll be another 30 unity. And then some, it'll keep scaling.
Research complete.
Oh, Favarians forgot about us. The genetics are done. Ooh, Hollow Temple. Yes. And I'm also reminded this starbase is going to change out to hangar base. Hangars have a better trade protection than regular guns because they can send out fighters to take out pirates, that sort of thing. Species. The Druskite species can have one more point allocated for them, and we're going to remove this negative trait of governing ethics attraction minus. Create this template of the perfect ascended Druskite people.
Situation log updated.
Ooh, we finished our hyperlane relay. Today we've etched ourselves further into a record of unparalleled galactic splendor with the linking of our hyper-relay network to that of the Kareem Star Realm. That's our vassals. Our citizens may now venture into those neighboring systems without let or hindrance. The Kareem, in turn, now welcome the embrace of our rich Druskish influence. They, too, shall benefit from our bounteous culture, which defines our own magnificent star systems. A proud day for all. Uh-oh. The Druskish diplomatic corps has been shaken by the news emerging from the Favurian survivors. Our ambassador, remember we sent a spy there, who has been stationed there, has gotten herself into a serious mess with Favorian survivors' law enforcement. She's currently in connection with the salacious affair involving an astonishing range of serious crimes that culminated in a brutal double murder. As matters stand, and with rumors running wild among the Favorians, there seems to be little doubt as to her guilt. The Favorian survivors' authorities have requested that her diplomatic immunity be lifted so that she can face justice for her deeds. This is a little oversight here in the game. The people don't actually know we exist, right? They've not been aware of our ability, but they're still requesting of it that we lift the immunity and all that. Yeah, we don't care if they don't like us. We do care, but we're not going to lower our diplomatic stance here by 10% because it looks like these guys are actually trying to surpass us. A lot has changed over there.
Species modified.
There we go. That means we are ready to send the finished version of the Druskites. Not the finished Druskites from Finland, just the complete Druskites. To go colonize. And do we have... It's organized by population. Actually, let's see if we can't declutter a little. Looks like that's the only one we can do. These guys, the turtles, I didn't even know we were getting this many, but these are our next most populous people. Let's see what we can do for them. Can reduce that by 1, and then we could potentially make them to where they're extra productive in something. Could have the turtles get the rapid breeders trait, extra growth. Pops are actually very important. Because they already have some physics bonus, let's make them intelligent as well.
Situation log updated.
Ooh, psionics are continuing. We can gain shrouded communications. Telepathic ciphers and code-breaking techniques are the next step in operational security. Or we can breach the shroud. A wellspring of unimaginable power calls out to us, but we have yet to learn how to draw from it. A special project to breach the shroud, and telepaths now provide an additional 5% resource from psionic pops. I need to be done here soon. We're waiting on Kaides to finish the archaeological mission if possible. We're not going to start delving into the shroud tonight, so we're going to do the other one first. And if we wait on the shroud for next time, we'll have to try to remember to have a spoiler warning for anyone who watches if they think they might be playing Stellaris in the future. Goodness. Who are they currently at war with? Okay, they're currently at war with the Gray guys, the Star Collective, our neighbors, and they were declared war on the vassals there, and so they're all fighting together.
Species Council agenda ready.
Okay, we finished modifying the species. Let's set their rights to assimilation. Let's make them telepaths. And resources from psionic pops is going to be 20%. That's why we're making everyone psionic. This could give us a big diplomatic weight boost. Specialist pops, those would be researchers and such. Happiness for everyone. Pop growth from immigration. Let's do the favorite society. Resources from jobs, 20% seems okay. Dutchy! We haven't heard from Dutchy in a while. Our head of research, Dutchy. He's currently governing Twitch itself. Can become a Shroud Preacher. Every 10 years grants 1 pop the latent psionic trait. Unfortunately, they're all going to be straight up psionic, not latent psionic. Elite Benefactor. The planet. Ruler pop output increased by 50%. Or this leader's lifespan increased by 40% and his experience gain increased by 40%. This would be the smart one, but it's Dutchy. I don't know if Dutchy's even been around for a little bit, but we need to make sure that Dutchy here is around for Dutchy when he returns. Dutchy will be a health specialist. He's obsessed with self-care. We take care of our viewers. I'm looking out for you guys. Oh, was the council agenda that just appeared? Which one was it? I clicked it away. Oh, we can't do expand the council yet. That's the one I cared about. Okay, that was the Astral Studies. We voted it down. Oh no, the Combine of Vestilis. Which one are you? They've received troubling news that the citizens of their nation is now mutilating their own bodies on a massive scale, installing profane mechanical implants in place of the body parts that they were gifted with at birth. They have even gone so far as to rename their species to the Neo-Cardu. Yet another sign of their commitment to abandon their origins and embrace the cold soullessness of technology. This is an affront to nature. This is an abomination to our spiritualist ethic. They are full-on materialist, becoming more machine than man. The Combine of Vestilis. Who are they? Oh no! It's our purple neighbors. We wanted to be friends with them. We're now more in common with the collective here. It always does weird things when you assimilate population. They forget to assign them. So you kind of have to go and micromanage it. So like it says there's 3 unemployed workers, but there's 6 jobs sitting around. So you just kind of click and unclick, and then they're like, oh yeah. 60% chance to break through to the next chapter. This is literally the only thing I've never seen before. Like, this is new to me. It's part of the latest DLC. I've got over 3,000 hours in the game, so I've seen most things. We are, the ruins. Against the protestations of the science team, Kaites made the decision to sit upon the throne-like machine. No sooner had he sat down, his consciousness. Even as his expression slackened, his body was racked by convulsions. No amount of effort from the science team was able to free him from the throne. Hours passed. Finally, just when it seemed his young body could bear no more, Kaites awoke. His report is forthcoming, bold as ever. Oh no! We're still waiting on that. But the Raycodium Premium embraces cybernetics. Who's that? Who are you? Apparently not a neighbor. We're not happy. We're not happy to have these guys becoming machines. It is an abomination.
Research complete. Research complete. Construction complete.
Oh yeah, we just got Hollow Temple. Prime can upgrade those now.
Research complete.
For Citadels, the final Elgate Insight. We will research it, but we will not be opening it today. First vision report. Kaites saw a public square. Packed inside it were thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people. Faces turned to the sky. They watched as a massive ship descended from the upper atmosphere. At once, a single voice boomed out. "Attend," it said. "For the time of judgment is at hand. The keys will be taken. Here you shall remain till the end of all things." Cries of the people were deafening. In the midst of his vision, Kaites understood that his world had been abandoned. Their masters, an off-world species of unimaginable power, had found his people lacking. The keys and the stable wormholes they produced were all that connected his world to the wider galaxy. Cut off from galactic trade, the foundation of his people's prosperity was suddenly and irretrievably lost. a severe punishment. The search continues, though. There's no particular reason why I need to change from our anchorage to a defensive station. No particular reason. Apparently I'm at max on my minor artifacts. Forgot about that. And, because that's actually a new change to have minor artifacts. I can just discover and elevate insight right now. I can change our technology research. We need more alloy. We're gonna need more alloy. There it is. Elgate insights have been gathered. We've now gathered sufficient Elgate insights to research the technology behind them. Once this has been done, one of our science ships should be able to abort the perpetual maintenance cycle that they're stuck in. The L cluster is almost within our reach. Space storm is dissipating. Den are requesting some energy. Yeah, we could send them some. No problem there.
Research complete. Spaceborne life form encountered.
I had thought we'd finish the little chain before now. I'm going to intentionally hold off on that tradition till next time, because we're waiting on the Kaides report here. We're not going to get into the shroud just yet. Totally forgot that I've been spending on that for 100 years here. Ooh, got a clue. 10% breakthrough chance. Got another clue. Up to 20%.
Research complete. Research complete.
Trying to make sure we've got the latest designs. I'm going to give the order to get upgrade here. Actually, autocannon. There we go. Alloy nanoplants. Of course, we're going to get the better autocannon next. That's how we roll.
Ships upgraded.
60% chance. Here it is. Along with the transfer request. No, we don't need another leader. We're already over cap. Second vision report. As a mercy, the Vargorsians were given a month to yield all keys and related materials. In truth, it was more insult than mercy, and not nearly sufficient to save themselves. As an administrative world, the planet did not have the means to sustain its vast population. The best they could hope for was to ration what they had, delaying the time of their starvation. Their off-world masters were well aware of this. However, even in their despair, the planet's leaders hatched a plan. Recent forays into advanced cryopreservation and genomics has afforded them an unlikely opportunity, so they would not go quietly. Commendable. He is going to be on our council, so we're going to give him a researcher job. But with him leveling up, that should help speed us up. We have the skill bonus here. I had no idea it would be the full max length of the chapters here to finish it. The natives here at the Drewski household are growing restless. Kids are needing some family time here, so we're really hoping to finish it. We do have our species to modify.
Ships upgraded. Situation log updated.
Not Gurner. Age 99 has leveled up. What planet are you on? Oh, you're a tech planet. Well, there's not any food here. There's no blockers left here. No blockers left here, so you're doing housing and amenities, sir.
Species modified.
Keep clicking it out of habit. Species modified, though. We've already modified them. Modified them.
Research complete.
Any future guys that join the Empire are automatically going to be assimilated, but because the existing guys already had full citizenship as opposed to assimilating, I just have to get this manually going through here in all of them. He doesn't need it. Here we go. Not you. Technology's done. Next, the Max Stormfire Cannon. Because nobody's working, because they're all assimilating, our economy's suffering. I might have got overzealous there. I'm just trying to finish this up. Ascending our whole empire. These guys are just up and down on whether or not they think we're here.
Research
Ah.
complete.
Vision's end. As a Vigorzian survival plan was set into motion, the pod containing their would-be scion Kaides was launched into space. And with it, a fragment of their lost key, broken into 4 pieces and sent across the galaxy to avoid detection. Kaides was born without parents, the product of genetic engineering. Encoded within his very DNA lay the memories of his people. Upon his maturity, contact with the key would allow him access to those memories in the form of visions. Alongside this plan, the planet's leaders ordered the construction of thousands of cryostasis pods at the giant underground space to house them. There, the brightest Vargesian minds could sleep, awaiting the Scion's return, and so they had. Until The cryostasis could no longer support their bodies. Minds reduced to data, they waited for their scion inside his throne. Tragic end. Apparently there's even more chapters. It's getting out of hand. Selected lineages for our leader enhancement. This will give us an extra 10 years of lifespan, by the way. Yes, it's a deal and a festival. Of course, even though we're losing money.
Construction complete. Construction.
But we have no need of that because no worry of that because we could just click a button and get 50,000 credits.
Construction complete.
More refugees from the Starcliffe. Oh my goodness! There used to be an empire right here. They're gone. What's left of these guys have been gobbled up by these guys too. This is getting out of hand. Hope the Festival of Worlds did not go well. Yeah, we can afford that.
Construction complete. Blocker cleared.
It is done. We shall discover what happened. The excavation concluded. So as to not squander their sacrifice, Chides once more sat upon the Scion's throne. This time, it proved a shorter and less dramatic affair. The memories of his people entered him with the tranquility of a flowing stream. Which is not what Baby Drewski is doing now. No tranquility here. With his ancestors' knowledge and memories in hand, the excavation was shortly concluded. Chides' next course of action is to process all the obtained data and then report back. We await his report. It'll happen in a month. As I said, the natives are restless. Here we go. Chides' shoulders are slumped. His usual vigor diminished. It would seem recent events have taken their toll. Still, he wears an easy smile. I have my answers. They may be bittersweet, but I'm glad to know them. Okay, wow, there's a lot of options here. I can say you do your ancestors proud, giving him the ancestral inheritance trait. Following effects: his lifespan plus 25 years, monthly research, 40 of all categories. Not insignificant amount. Also, the speed of this science ship is increased. Archaeology increased as well. There's no archaeology things left to do. What of the key, we could ask instead? Oh, looks like they might all result in that. We can ask him about these different things. think the ones with the yellow borders are the permanent choice, and the top ones are conversation. It's a little bit of risk because I'm not sure, but I'm going to go ahead and click the top here. Yes, I can only try to live up to their expectations. It is a great responsibility, but one I'm willing to accept. What of the key? Ah, fully restored and functional. Our physicists should continue to benefit greatly from this research. He drops his gaze momentarily. It is regrettable, however, that its full power has been lost. To open a stable wormhole, a target system is needed in the system on the receiving end. One such is present in the world of my ancestors. Unfortunately, we do not possess the means to reconstruct another. And now, what will you do? I'm yours to command. Science remains my passion, even now. If anything, my ancestors' memories have only whetted my appetite for discovery. The galaxy is full of wonder, and there is a difference between knowing and seeing. Who knows? In time, I may even see the home of my people restored from the relic it is today. But for now, all that I have learned is yours. I look forward to applying the lessons of my people. Where am I most needed? I can tell him to let science remain his passion. It removes all negative traits on him. I don't think he had any. He gains a massive amount of experience. He remains a scientist with the same stats that we just read. Or I could say our fleet needs you. He would become, he becomes an admiral instead of a scientist. So he would still have the research, and apparently he would have the same science ship effects, but he'd get a ton of experience. So it'd probably be like a level 10 admiral right at the beginning. Or he can be a governor. And the army lacks knowledge. He could just be a general. Okay, so now that I look at it, we're giving him the option of changing his role. Right now he's a legendary scientist. I like the researcher trait that he has. I intend for him to be on the council. We've already been building him towards being on the council. And so I think I'm okay with him staying as a scientist. I could see an argument for making him an admiral. I could see that. We have a third fleet already. I don't know. Skill level of Kaidi's assigned set to 1. So I think we would lose the current upgrades, and we'd be able to get a new chance to give new upgrades for him. Which might not be terrible. Might not be terrible because we might just need a good admiral. But he's kind of been our scientist all along. You know, I don't even have anything. I've got more scientists than I have science planets. We're going to do the admiral. Let's check our government. Because the Lord Chancellor slot could be anything. Minister of Event has to be an admiral. This is only scientist or governor. This is anything. The other... Oh, I can't look it up. The other possibility... I don't know if it's only a governor or what. But if need be, I could potentially move somebody around. I think we can make it work. I'm going to put him on my fleet. I think normally I would make him a governor or a scientist. Normally I would do that. We are peaceful. And that makes a lot of sense. I could still do the governor now. I'm just very worried about these guys over here. I think it's a justifiable concern. I think we're going to do it. Put him on the fleet. And we got an achievement for it. We discovered his origin. Oh! Ho ho! It is not a scientist trait that he gets. He does get a Destiny naval trait. It did not say that, but I'm very happy about it. So he still gets lifespan. He gives 50 engineering research instead of 30 of each. But military fleet effects, the fleet he's on, that fleet will spend 50% less time missing in action if I need to retreat. And hardening for armors and shield is increased by 30%, meaning a weapon that normally would pierce through armor or shields is still deflected by 30%, which is a very valuable stat late game. And we're going to have, he's level 10. He's just maxed out level 10. So we are going to give him full levels here, intending for him to be, since he starts off really young anyway, he's only 53, intending to keep him around for the next 100 years or so. Engineer is going to be really nice when we have capital ships. Aggressiveness, obviously, with ship fire rate. Ship weapon range. If you have capital ships, weapon range is king. Weapon range is king. I think I'm going to actually do that. Next level. We can continue to increase the weapon range, which I think I will. I don't know if he's going to be on the council anymore because he doesn't have counselor traits. We'll find out. So if I did, like, this logistic understanding is not the trait I would pick anyway. And unyielding, even though it's a lot of ship hull points, you lose your disengagement chance. So your ships, if they die, they die. They're not getting a chance to escape to hyperspace. So we're going to do more weapons range, which I don't regret. Now we get the chance. We could put him on the council as a strategist, build speed for military ships, or we get him more stats on the fleet he's on. Hull points for the ships, fire rate, and weapons damage, which this is probably what we're going to do. It's just, I don't know how long we'll have Outtro around. That's kind of my concern. He's already a strategist, getting that build speed. We're going to do the aggressor. Okay. Ship weapon damage increased by 7%. Every enemy Empire ship destroyed gives us money. Orbital bombardment damage. We're all about winning against the fleet. Battle matters first. If we can't win that, we get nothing. Fleet command limit plus 35. His fleet could be much larger than the rest. That's amazing. Now, this would be great to level up as well, but I want this one. 35, that's a whole nother fleet under his command. Can bump that up to 50. Zealot, combat disengagement chance. Lost. Every enemy Empire ship destroyed gives unity. Leader upkeep. Reduced while he's not on the council. How much upkeep is going to cost me? 14. I'm not worried about that. Bombardment damage. So it's going to be either the fleet command limit or the artillery. Let's do the fleet command. Alright, a destiny trait. A fanatic warlord. 150% bonus to weapon damage, but losing hull, shields, and armor points. Wow. Weapon range, an additional 30% tracking accuracy. That's amazing. Or even more fleet command limit, but lowering their sublight speed. We just bumped up his fleet command limit by a bunch, so he would get even more benefit out of that than you normally would. But I think the Master Gunner is really going to be the main thing, because like I said before, the weapon range is huge. Ooh, damage versus Starbase is nice too. But I think I want to keep maxing this out. 80 to fleet command. This is our last choice, so we're going to go ahead and get the damage. Okay. We're going to put Outtro, I can't. Alright. We'll put him down here. Second fleet. Okay. We have done it. We have completed multiple story arcs. We've learned of the origins of our own people and the attack upon them by the Fivorian survivors. We've followed the trail of our chosen one of what was his name again? Kites on his trail. We've watched the Annihilators annihilate a quarter of the galaxy. We've gained psionic ascension, but our neighbors have done the blasphemous of cybernetic implants, turning over to the machine. The galaxy is on the edge of a knife, and we're gonna leave it there. That's gonna be the end of our today's stream. So I'm going to go ahead and switch this out here. It's been a great stream. I'm glad that you guys have been sticking with it. For those who are watching on the VOD later, I hope you enjoy. Hopefully you guys will be able to catch up next time as we pick up where this is left off. I have no idea how this is going to end up, but we'll see what happens.